2026. It's minus 11 degrees Celsius here. Feels like about minus 20. It's going to warm up a little bit, but not by much. Christopher in Falmouth in the UK is not able to be here today, so he wishes you all well. He just sent me a message on that. Stephen in Australia is on. Ida Marie in Washington, D.C. in the U.S. is on. Charmaine in Maine in the U.S. is on. Medi is on in Finland, minus 2 degrees Celsius in Helsinki. Looking forward to watching the gala in the Olympics today. So glued to the TV watching figure skating. I just finished watching the women's curling. Canada won bronze against the U.S. in that just a minute ago. Yeah, I think overall pretty good Olympics so far. 55 degrees Fahrenheit for Ida Marie in Washington, D.C. Oh, Monty's on in Saskatchewan in Canada. It's a minus 26 there. A little bit of a cool one. Ushild's on in Norway. Jane's on in South Carolina in the U.S. Did I get everybody? I think maybe we're up to date. Congratulations to the American women's hockey team who beat Canada in the gold medal game. The other big gold medal game will be tomorrow morning, the men, Canada versus U.S. in that game. Looking forward to seeing that, whatever the result may be. Canada is playing Great Britain today in men's curling for the gold medal, so lots of things on the go. Norway is walking away with the Olympics. Congratulations to Ushild on that. They once again are leading the way in all the medal count and in gold medals and everything. So yeah, I think overall some interesting stories in these Olympics, and yeah, it's always fun to watch. Always a little bit of controversy, and Canada mixed up in a little bit of that this year, unfortunately. All right. So what's going on for you guys? What's happening in your parts of the world? Here, I've come down off that sugar rush that I had yesterday with my sister Carolyn. We had a good time. We had a lot of fun, but I certainly felt a little ill after 4 hot chocolates. I'm going to attempt another 1 or 2 of them over the course of this weekend. And Carolyn has suggested that, or well, it will be back again next Friday in order to get a few more in, I guess, before the festival is completely done. Ron is on in Washington State in the U.S. 9 degrees Fahrenheit there. Item races, congrats. I think I understand curling. Curling's a hard one to understand. Having hot chocolate was a good idea. I'm glad you got to have a little hot chocolate too as a result of that. I like the Hot Chocolate Festival for a couple of reasons. One, I like hot chocolate. I'm not much of a coffee and tea drinker, so hot chocolate is my go-to when I'm feeling a little bit cold in the wintertime. But it's also something that's affordable. Burger Fest, when we did that, a hamburger, even just by itself, sometimes it's like $20 at these festivals. So to go get a hot chocolate for $8, for example, you could take your kids technically and go do that, and it wouldn't have to cost you $100 to take a whole family to go enjoy it. And it's possible. Not recommended to do multiple hot chocolates in the course of one day, and certainly not 4 within an hour. That was a little bit crazy on our part, but made for a fun video, I hope. Ushel says she doesn't get curling at all. It takes forever. Restaurant vids are always fun. I think Friday's videos are becoming one of my favorite to do. 1, I get to spend time with my sister. That's great. 1, I get to, 2, I get to eat. That's great too. But then we mix in the mail that comes during that week. So it gives you more than just the mail to look forward to when you tune in for a Friday video. You get to experience a little bit of Moncton and some of the wackiness of my family. And my dad gets sometimes to make an appearance on those videos too when he's up to it. So I really enjoy those ones. Gary is on in Surrey, British Columbia. Here in Canada, 2 degrees to the positive, going up to 10 this afternoon. It's almost spring-like. Yeah, cricket takes forever. If you think curling takes a long time, cricket goes on for months. What else? I've got some postcards that I'll have to write throughout the course of the week. I've been kind of stockpiling a little bit in responding to some people because I've been doing a little post-crossing too, so I want to keep up with post-crossing as well as respond to everybody who's generous enough to write to me. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Yeah, everything for the most parts with my father is doing well. He is on, because of dementia, he's always on a little bit of a decline, but he has a type of dementia that only really goes down when there's something that happens in his life of stress. So of course, when my mother passed away, there was a little dip in his health as a result of that. So there's things like he's not eating solid foods really right now. They puree it for him to enjoy, well, for him to have it, not really to enjoy it. But so that's kind of disappointing that he's at that stage. The other yesterday when I was in, he asked me where the Olympics were 3 times in the course of about 30 minutes. So some of that in his memory too is starting to go a little bit. So we see these little bits of decline, but I'm glad that he's still around. He still has a sense of humor. He still asks questions and he knows about people. If I come in, he may not know what my name is, but he knows my connection to him, which is good. Nice to see my dad. I've missed him. I saw a woman get hit by a cricket ball. Ouch. It's your birthday today, Teresa. Well, happy birthday. It was my birthday. Not my birthday. It was my daughter Daya's birthday yesterday. She turned 22, so it's a birthday weekend. Thank you, Jane. Yeah, when we ask him questions, it's slow for him to answer sometimes, but he does usually get around to getting an answer in. He certainly did want to go and test some hot chocolates along the way, but him getting in and out of the car in winter and getting in and out of the restaurants would have slowed things down considerably, and it would have taken him a long time just to drink one hot chocolate. So for the type of video I wanted to make, that wasn't the best idea. But we are hoping that when spring comes, we'll get him back out again and enjoy some drives and doing some things. So hopefully he'll be in some more videos that way too. No one is happy for you. What do you mean, Charmaine? I missed something. It's not your birthday. Oh, you bought a new car. I missed that. Congratulations on your new car. What kind of car did you buy? I know you were having problems with your old one, so it's probably due for you to get a new one. No, typos are just fine. Happy birthday and congratulations. You're not sure why you're happy. It's always nice when someone gets a new car. Or a new to you car even. Oh, you got the rickshaw postcard that I sent, Ron? Okay, perfect. A Hyundai Venue in 2025. Very nice. As you know, I drive a Hyundai too, but a Kona. I do apologize if some messages go by and I missed them. Just not call me out on them, but let me know that there's something that I should have seen. I'll go back and have a look for it. Oh, it's snowing a lot in Norway. We are getting light flurries today. I think we're supposed to get 2 to 3 or 2 to 4. Not a lot, but enough that the ground will be continue to cover in the snow. And I think we're supposed to get a lot on Monday. So there's a big snowstorm on the way, I think, if we get hit with it. Basil's on in Goa. He's suffering from the flu. Okay, hopefully you feel better soon. A little sniffles. Okay, rest up, enjoy your food, get well. Thanks for popping in, Basil. I find it's been a bit busy 2 weeks. Now, busy because I've made it busy, but busy because I've been sitting in front of the television watching the Olympics, watching all sorts of sports that I normally don't watch, cheering on Canada when Canada's shown, cheering on Norway when Norway's shown, hearing those great stories of different athletes that are there. I watched some bobsled today. It was French and Latvians and Jamaicans that I was watching. So it's interesting to catch all these different events. And tomorrow we'll wrap up. They'll have the last games. The hockey game is going to be bright and early for me in the morning. I think about 9 o'clock in the morning. The hockey game starts, so we'll watch that. Then we'll have closing ceremonies tomorrow night. yeah, it'll all wrap up. But overall, I think the Italian games were presented well. Monty got 45 centimeters through Wednesday and Thursday. Wow, you got hit with a bunch of snow again, too. Jane said fee. What does fee go with? Maybe it's few. Maybe it was a typo. 12 degrees in Athens for Roger. Welcome, Roger, in Greece. Light dusting of snow for Gary, but that's gone if it's going to be 10 degrees for you. Man, don't be sorry. I'm glad that you're typing messages in, being part of the group. So I suspect with the Olympics wrapping up this weekend, that next week things will start to feel like a regular schedule again, different things going on. That's the hope anyways. I've enjoyed it, but I want to get back to responding to messages a little bit more quickly. I want to continue to try to read some more. I've got stamps, as always, to do. I've got postcards to write, so there are lots of hobby things to do. I've got Lego to build. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those things. And then there'll be festivals and things that will be upcoming as well. Hot Chocolate Festival is wrapping up, as I said, into next week. But in the next week is the end of February, too. So we'll be having Stamp of the Month giveaway the end of next week. And then we'll have a new Stamp of the Month. So those are always not time-consuming, but a busy time. The end of the month, the start of the month, always a busy time for creating videos. Stamp versus Stamp might be on the agenda, too. I haven't talked to Smokey as of yet to see what we're thinking about next month. There was an idea about a Star Wars one, so I don't know if that's happening next month or not. Hopefully we'll get together and talk about it. You're logging onto your laptop so you can type. Okay. Yes, Norway does seem to be the winner of the Winter Olympic Games. Now, they've always led in the medal counts. I'm not always at the top of the medal standings, everyone, but they always tend to win a lot of medals. David said they got snow last night in Nova Scotia. Okay, I didn't know. Sunny now. How much snow did you get? I thought maybe you weren't getting it until Monday when we were getting it as well. Stephen's wife's birthday will be on Thursday, so happy early birthday to her. February is a good birthday month, I guess. My wife's birthday was last Saturday. We still have some birthday balloons and things floating around in the house. Something's either on the screen or there was a fuzzy attached to my whiskers. All right, Media says it'll be March next week. Well, yeah, on Sunday. And I've had a project sending at least one letter or card every day this month. Wow, that's good on you. That's a big commitment. Got about a foot of snow and another storm coming for Monday. Okay, so you got a bunch of snow. Nova Scotia's been hit pretty hard this winter. We keep hearing, oh, the snow is coming, and then it bypasses Moncton, so we don't get it. We do have white stuff on the ground, but nothing compared to what you guys seem to have gotten in Nova Scotia. Financially, Media, that's a lot too, to be able to mail out something every day for 28 days. So congratulations. Thanks for keeping the post office going. I'll have a few things to show on Monday from Debbie and Ida Marie and Janet here with contributions for this Stamp of the Month. So I'll look forward to showing that and seeing them all myself too. I haven't really gone through and taken a real good look at what was sent, but I know they're for the giveaway, so I earmarked them for that. You'll trade 80 degrees for snow? I'd trade. Shake on it. I'd love to have 80 degrees over snow. Give me summer all the time. We've got air conditioning, so if it's too hot, we'll stay inside with the air conditioning. But my solar panels would love 80 degrees right now, and my electricity bill would love that as well. Gary says they've had maybe one, I'm thinking, centimeter of snow this season. So not very much snow for you guys. I think all winter, if we put all our snow together, it feels like we've only had about 30 or 35 centimeters all winter, which to some people seems like a lot, but if you spread it over 3 months, that's not very much snow for us at all. We could get that in one snowfall in the past. Charmaine said they've had a very snowy winter in Maine, though. So it must be just hitting you veering through Nova Scotia and not coming up into New Brunswick. I know northern New Brunswick has been getting more snow, as Quebec and Ontario have been getting it, but it just seems to be skipping our part of the south. Even St. John, which is closer to Maine, they've been getting more snow than Moncton, so we're in this little bubble. Emery says, agree, summer's the best. The best, I would say, probably is the fall. The spring, you kind of have that muckiness of winter going away, and it's wet, and you get more rainy days, and the ground is a bit soppy. But the fall, everything's still dry, and you still get those 25-degree days. Maybe it's a little cooler in the evening, but during the day it's nice, and you've got the colors. And the fall's probably the most comfortable of the 4 seasons, at least here in New Brunswick. Sherman said Madawaska didn't get any snow last night. Okay. So nothing in northern Maine, but you got it in southern Maine. Do I get my electricity bills monthly, quarterly, or something else here? Electricity, water bills comes quarterly. Water bills come quarterly here in New Brunswick. Electricity bills comes monthly. They're 2 different people we pay. Rochelle says they get their electricity bills monthly as well, and they've been very high lately. Yeah, I think electricity is going up in most places, and winter's always the highest because you're dependent on the heat, so it makes it work that much more. Oh, Jane's on a well, so she doesn't have a water bill. Well, hopefully your well is dug fairly deep, so on those dry summer spells that you probably have, your well doesn't run dry. Do you have a water softener on your well too? Or in South Carolina, is the well water decent to drink as it is? I live in the city limits, so we're on a city system. We're not on a well. Ida Marie's on a monthly utility bills as well. Media speaks many languages, or understands many languages. Monty says Monctonian Courtney Saroux has been a pretty good at the Olympic. Pretty good's an underestimate. Yeah, she's won 4 medals, 2 silver, 2 bronze. She just missed out on a 5th medal the other day, but she fell along with about 5 other athletes within that race because the ice wasn't very good on that one corner. They all fell in the same spot. So yeah, we're super proud of her and proud that she's cheering on and promoting New Brunswick and on the national televisation of the Winter Olympics. They're calling her the Beast from the East. So yeah, super proud to say that Courtney Saroux is a Monctonian. She was born in Michigan though, but she came to Canada at a young age. Don't forget to like and share. Christopher says yes, thanks. That would be appreciative. Charmaine gets a little assistance with her electricity and heating. That's good. It's nice to get a little help. Gary says he gets monthly gas and electricity bills, quarterly bills, combined water and sewage. Okay. You get monthly gas. You should probably check your diet. $19 people on, only 9 people like it though. Well, she says, I don't know if any Saskies have medaled yet. I don't know if anyone from Saskatchewan has medaled yet either. Ten people like it. We're climbing up a little bit. Monthly gas must be hard. I would think if it's gas, it's probably not hard at all. Jane's back in business. She can type away with the best of them. The latest Lego set that I picked up, I had ordered it 3 months ago, but it was back ordered. But it did show up this week. It is a gingerbread AT-AT. I can't wait to put it together. I'm hoping maybe this weekend I will do so. So if you're following me on Instagram, you should see the pictures there. But I'm always still looking for those deals whenever I see that. Costco lately has had the pink roses. I have the red roses. I don't have the pink ones. So they're currently $20 cheaper than if I bought them from the Lego website. And I was hoping that because Valentine's Day has ended, maybe they would go on sale. So I'm going to be on the lookout for them. Good morning, Philip from Kentucky. 40 degrees and sunny. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. Tomorrow we are expecting a little snow. He lives in the city, but some people in Kentucky still collect rainwater for daily use. Okay. We used to have a rain baler in the back. It wasn't for drinking. I used it for the garden and stuff. But then one winter I left it out there rather than taking it in, and it split in half with the ice and the frost. So we haven't put a rain barrel back up since. Gary said his February natural gas bill was $28, but the hydro for electricity was $180. That's still pretty cheap in comparison to what we do. But natural gas usually is a cheaper option. We don't have it running to our neighborhood, but I know some areas do have natural gas running there. Roger says Monday, the 23rd of February, is Clean Monday in Greece. 40 or more days until Greek Easter. All right, well, so what's Clean Monday? What do you do? I am unfamiliar with Clean Monday. Does it mean you clean your house on Monday? Does it mean you eat things that are better for your body? Is it a day that you don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything? What's Clean Monday? Everybody washes their windows on Monday, puts out the garbage on Monday. Steven says they have a water tank as well as council water. The tank water tastes better than the council water. Okay, you have two. Jane says on Clean Monday she does laundry. I seem to do laundry every day. There's a lot of laundry. Laundry and dishes. Are you saying no cars drive on Clean Monday? Ron says they only get electric bill, heat, and cook with wood. Water well is 360 feet deep with generator backup if needed. So solar, never without heat or power. All right, so you're pretty self-sufficient with the well and solar and stuff. Gary has 3 rain barrels of water for the garden, and they plumb together, so we all have to take water out of one tank. I mean, that's a good idea. Keep them all together. You get enough rain out west, you might as well collect it. Clean Monday is the opposite of Dirty Monday. Item Reese says U.S. has a bike to work today. Is that on Monday? You're suggested to bike to work rather than use a car to stop emissions? Bottle of gas usually lasts 5 months, so not so bad. Okay. Depending on how much a bottle of gas costs. I am guessing you have a big tank. I have a propane tank on the back of my house that I use for our fireplace and my stove. And so that usually lasts 6 months or so. Okay, what's Dirty Sunday and Clean Monday? I don't know these terms. You guys are going to have to enlighten me on these holidays in your country. Philip says families all collect rainwater, have underground tanks about 1,000 to 1,500 gallons in size. Those are big tanks. That sounds like a sewage tank size. $35 a month is reasonable, all right. Yeah, I would say pretty reasonable. Bike to work day takes place during Earth Week, okay? Dirty Sunday here is when we are all allowed to clean house and work. Okay. Lyndon's on in BC. Go Canada, go. Yes, for sure. Go Canada, go. We haven't had the medal haul that we're used to, but if we can finish strong with a couple gold medals, that would be great in curling and hockey. Whether we will, time will tell to see. It'd be also nice to see Captain Sid back in the gold medal game if he's able to do so. I don't want him to injure himself further, but if he has the power to go, I hope we could have him in the lineup just for inspiration. Even if he sits on the bench. All right, Charmaine, thanks for popping in. Hopefully you don't get buried in too much more snow and things go really well. And you have a great day enjoying your new vehicle. Hopefully it treats you right and keeps you safe. Okay, Roger says, usually we have lentils and bread called a flatbread anyways. We eat anything on this day, and then we have a diet until Easter. Look it up. Is it kind of like what you would do before Lent, before you give something up? Is it a Catholic holiday? Yeah, women's curling up bronze today. Yes, hopefully we get the results we want. But we're proud of them, whatever happens. Okay, thank you, Roger. Yesterday we had drink hot chocolate until you get sick day. But only my sister and I participated. It was funny. We were in Tony's on Botsford, and there was 3 women on their laptops studying, doing work or whatever, university students. And so they asked us about what we were doing and said, yeah, we're doing the hot chocolate. We're going to see them. And this is the third, and when we met them, it was the third that we'd had within the last 25 minutes. So they thought it was a bit crazy. But they all subscribed to the channel and left even a comment on one of the videos, the video from yesterday. So that was kind of cool. It's always nice running into people and chit-chat when we're out and about. Gary says National Nanaimo Bar Day is celebrated on May 17th, officially proclaimed by the city of Nanaimo. Nanaimo bars are delicious, one of my wife's favorites. If you don't know what a Nanaimo bar is, Google it. Delicious dessert. Jane really enjoyed watching Burger Fest or Burger Fest in your own area. We enjoyed it too. Had a good time, but you can't really go on one day and eat 4 different burgers. So it's hot chocolate. We could do that. Tacos, maybe we could do it on Taco Fest, or Lobster Roll Festival would be good. I don't know. There's a lot of festivals, a lot of food. Food Truck Festival, I think, is going to be in September this year, so I'm hoping to take that in. Thank you, Stephen. Did your cards? Do you have cards to give them? Actually, yeah, I did. I always carry a few of my That Dad Guy business cards with me now, so I hand them out. Different restaurants and things. People when we come in, so they know what I'm doing. And sometimes I get some subscribers from that, and hopefully some of them I'll get a chance to come back and talk to them in more detail. So that's what I'm hoping for future ones. Hot Chocolate Festival, I'm gonna compile all the ones we do. I know I showed you some of them in yesterday's video, but I'm gonna take them all and I'm gonna put them all into one video at the end too. So when you watch it, you probably will see some clips that you've seen before. But if my wife and I go to some hot chocolate places this weekend, they won't necessarily make any videos, but they will make that video at the end of the festival. So, hey, Yankee and Turkey, welcome. All right, guys, why do you call Yankee Yankee? He's got it spelled out in his name. There's no K. It's a Q. Q-U-I. When is Maple Sugar Fest? That was a fun vid. Yeah, Maple Sugar Festival usually takes place in April, I think. March, April, somewhere in that range. It's got to be I think it's March, because the snow has to be still on the ground, but the weather has to have warmed up a little bit for the maple syrup to start running in the trees, or the maple to run in the trees so maple syrup can be made. So if you like that video, maybe I should do another one this year, showing you maple cream and maple butter and, I don't know, the maple pancakes. My wife and I did a pancake breakfast in the Sugar Woods last year and really enjoyed it. Would be good to go to a couple different ones too and show how they're done. Gary said Trinidad and Tobago's bobsled team said it is a mission accomplished in their operation Don't Come Last, as they finished 25th out of 26. That's great. Yeah, all these festivals are not great for my waistline either, so I'm doing it for you guys. I will have to be able to pick up and exercise some more. Hoping as the weather warms up and the streets don't have as much ice, we'll be doing more walking and things outside again too. It's called sugaring season in Canada. I've always wanted to tap the maple trees. Is it called sugaring season? No, it's not. It's called, well, I don't know. I don't know if we have a name for it. Maple sugar season, maybe. Never heard it called sugaring season, though. What was my opinion on the women's hockey final game against the U.S.? I think the Canadian team did very well. They came in as underdogs against a very powerful U.S. team that Canada hadn't beat them in 7 games at that point on the international level. And the U.S. team had been beating all their opponents 5-0, including Canada, 5-0 in the round robin. So to come in, to be leading 1-0 with 2 minutes to go in the game, our goaltender was spectacular. Very disappointing that their captain Knight, who was her last Olympics, and she was the leading goal scorer for the U.S. in all Olympics. So for her to get the goal was kind of appropriate. And then to lose it in overtime on a 3-on-3, disappointing, but very proud of the Canadian women's team. They did very well up against a very strong opponent. So all props to the U.S. team. They have a great team. Any plans for the day today, Rob? Yeah, Costco. We'll be doing a couple running to grocery stores. We are going to hit up a place for hot chocolate as well. So at least one of those. If not, if I can convince Shan to 2, maybe. But I would, if we went to 2, I'd probably be the only one drinking both of them. Unless we could share them both. Gary says, tapping the trees and getting sap is a very slow process. It can be. I mean, my cousin has a bunch of maple trees on his property, and he taps them and puts up the buckets and collects it. And the process is you have to collect enough syrup to boil it down to get a very small amount. So you need a lot of sap to boil down in order to get a very small amount of maple syrup in the end. So that's the hard process. Women's hockey game was a tough match, very tough. Two opponents that we face each other every year in the Olympics for gold medal. As we watching the other countries, though, they're getting stronger. Switzerland with that bronze this year, they're getting tougher to play against. So, yeah, the competition level is getting stronger, and I suspect in the next few Olympics, um, Canada or the U.S. may not be at the top. There may be other ones, just like on the men's side. Anyone can win it. It would be funny if I did Canadian Whiskey Festival. Very funny because I don't drink, so it would be a different perspective. Please do a video on what? I do videos every day. You gotta make it big. On maple syrup season. Is that what you're talking about? When is the whiskey festival? I'm already excited to watch. I don't have a whiskey festival that I know of. I'm sure there are places. I mean, there is a distillery of whiskey not too far from Moncton. I could do a tour of that whiskey place probably, if you guys are interested in that. I won't be drinking it, but maybe I could bring my brother-in-law. He enjoys whiskey, so if the two of us went down, he could sample it and I could interview. Maybe he would be on the video. I don't know. Chechnya was also very strong. Absolutely. They were a tough team. Canada on the men's side faced them on in the round robin, beat them 5-0, and then when we played them, we went to overtime with them for to get into the next round. So super strong team. Never too late to start drinking? Yeah, I'm weird enough as it is. Do you want to see me drunk? Probably not a good idea. Is the Busker Festival soon? Not till the summer, so probably not seeing that until July, maybe. Just all in fun, yeah. I'd really like to be able to take my brother-in-law Andrew and go to some things, if he'd be willing to it. I'll have to talk to him and find out if he would be willing to be on camera. I certainly, we've been to a few of the vineyards around, and I've talked to one of the vineyards that's a local one that makes ice wine and all sorts of things. I'd like to really go and do more of a in-depth video there. Not many buskers in minus 15 degrees and snow. No, you're not going to see Busker Festival here in the Maritimes in the wintertime. Monty said he watched an episode of Canada Over the Edge about New Brunswick. I don't know what that is, but hopefully they showed us in good light. My videos are fun even without me being drunk. Well, that's good. I don't know what I'd be like as a drunk. And I certainly don't need any more things to spend my money on. So alcohol is expensive, and I already have stamps and postcards and Lego. So there's plenty of money being spent on frivolous things. I save my money on haircuts, so I do it myself. Do I ever go to live hockey games? I have, yep. The Moncton Wildcats, which are in a league called the Quebec Major Junior League. They're the #1 team in that. They're actually the #2 team in all of the country right now. So I haven't gone to see one of their games this year, but I have gone to see their games in the past. Christopher watches Corner Gas every day on CTV. Well, Corner Gas is based where Monty lives, in Saskatchewan. And Brent Butt is a very funny comedian. It was a great show. Very Canadian, and it's bringing Brent Butt, who owned and operated a gas station in Saskatchewan. That was the premise of the show, with the Ruby, the restaurant next door. Canada Heritage Minute about maple syrup. Okay, that's what it was about. Yankee says, after the Olympics, I realized that I like hockey, but seeing it live is not that easy here. No, probably not. You probably don't have as many hockey teams readily available in Turkey as we do here in Canada to watch. Red Green's good. Yeah, that was a good show too. Another good Canadian farcical show. Don't take life too seriously sometimes when you watch Canadian comedies, even Canadian shows in general. Because we put a little bit of humor in our shows, like Schitt's Creek. When is the 3,000 video celebration? I'm waiting for a few things to arrive. My good friend Steve in Australia is very generously has sent something in, so I'm waiting for that. That's part of the prize. I had some other things that I was thinking about doing. I've decided not to do that. So we're just waiting. I'm waiting to make sure that I stay at 3,000. I'm at 3,005 right now. So, but it has dipped down under 3,000 a couple times since I first celebrated hitting the milestone. Jane says she likes Red Green too. Canada Over the Edge was a series that came out about 19 years ago and explored Canada all around the outer edge of the country. Okay. 10 years ago. A whiskey tour would be fun. Okay. Good to know. I'll note that down. If there's things like that you'd like me to go see, I think we might have a vodka distillery around too. I know we have a couple vineyards. So there's lots of microbreweries in town. Beer is a big thing here. So I could do a That Dad Guy by the Percentage videos. I just have to bring someone who's willing to be on camera that would be willing to test for me and give me an opinion. Yeah, there's wineries in the Annapolis Valley as well, yep. There's lots of vineyards around both New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. But Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia is a big place for apple vineyards, and so grape vineyards too. Apple orchards, excuse me. Grape vineyards. It's a very good growing area in Nova Scotia. See, once again, I have to ask him to see if he's willing to be on camera. We did a Burger Fest video. He didn't want to be on camera for that one. So I showed my experience of it, but he wasn't in it. Take some aspirin too. Well, maybe we don't drink that much. The fine potato wines of PEI. Yeah, I don't think they do potato wine. They might do vodka, though. Potato vodka. Drinking might help. Not for me, it won't. Might be for you guys to watch my videos. Maybe that's what you need in order to really enjoy them. I'm not advocating drinking. So if there is anybody under the age of the drinking age in your country, I'm not advocating it. My subscribers might be advocating it, though. Who knows? To each their own. I didn't think we'd have a live stream that basically talking about drinking. That was the crux of it. I guess we had the Olympics too early on. I'm not sure what the S is. Okay, retracted. Ida Marie. You've had a couple that you've retracted. Your keyboard not working like Jane's wasn't working? Jane's mother went to her grave never having tasted alcohol. There are a few of us like that. Whether it's a good thing, I don't know. I just stock it up to being stubborn at this point in my life. Yeah, hot chocolate. I'm still doing the hot chocolate ones, so I don't need help for those ones. I'll drink those. When I get done with the Canadian distilleries, come on down to Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey Distilleries and Wineries the first Saturday in May in Kentucky Derby. Come sip whiskey and bet on the horses. I appreciate the invitation. I won't be coming down anytime soon, but I certainly would love it. Be able to go to see the Kentucky Derby. That sounds cool. And everybody gets all dressed up, and the women in their hats, and it sounds like it'd be an interesting experience. Just like Mardi Gras, we talked about that last week, and there are lots of really cool things. I'd love to go to New Orleans one day and experience that. And there's some food down there that I'd love to try too. We can cover two vices at once: drinking and gambling. Yeah. And there's probably a little bit of debauchery in there somewhere too that could be had. You could get three vices. Yep. I think I'll stick to my stamp collecting. But people that want to have fun or want to get in trouble, there's always places to do that. Everything in moderation, right? Drinking and gambling, what could go wrong? Ida Marie, what's happening? All your messages are getting retracted. I don't get a chance to see them. But I certainly know a couple people that if I was to go on a trip like that, that probably would come along and be the wingman in order to do all the stuff that I'm not normally going to do. Oh, Philip received a postcard from me. All right, thank you. Glad to know it arrived. And good to know that I am sending postcards. See, you can tell they're still going out, whether I advertise I've done them or not. They're behind the scenes. Postcards are still being mailed. Ida Marie says, Derby Day, so much fun in May. Been to Kentucky, toured the Louisville Slugger Factory. That would be cool. I would like the Louisville Slugger Factory tour. Spring training is underway. Baseball season is right there. I saw the Yankees play Baltimore yesterday. Lost 2-0, but it's only spring training. I don't get too worked up with the baseball scores at this point in time. It's people just getting the rust off or young kids trying to make the team. But it's still nice to see that baseball season is getting closer. Louisville Slugger, for those of you who don't know, is a baseball bat. Aldo B8 at... What's happening with your messages, Ida Marie? Jane, how's your typing coming? I haven't seen you typing since you have moved on to your laptop. What's going on there in South Carolina? A few drinks and you could have a great upside down airmail stamp collection on new pages. Maybe. It would be nice to go to the place where stamps are made and do a video there. I've been to the Canadian Mint in Winnipeg. I know there's another one in Ottawa, but the paper versus the coins. But that was before I was making YouTube videos. Otherwise, I would have tried to make a video. I don't know what the brown is. You've tried to say that 3 times, Ida Marie. What is the brown that you ate at? Yeah, Jane, I saw that message you just wrote. And I saw the message you wrote about your mother not drinking. Those are the last two messages I've seen from you. So if you've written other messages, I don't get them. But if those were the last 2, I'm getting them just fine. We're getting quiet here. Does that mean we're getting near the end of the live stream? I have a bag of sand from the racetrack I picked up while on tour. Okay. And every once in a while, do you put the sand out on your floor and run through it to pretend like you're a racehorse? Take 2 coconuts, knock them together. Do it a la Monty Python. Or maybe you just put it down in front of you, put some toy horses on it, put on a big hat, and say, "I do declare." Who knows? Maybe. See, I don't need to drink to be goofy. Moderation is the key. Bad keyboard. Yep. I've never smoked, never done drugs, never had alcohol. At 51 years old, is it time to start those things? Probably not. I eat. I like chocolate. I collect a variety of things. Maybe there will be a box of candy show up from another country one day. We'll do another unboxing. That would be a fun video. Those are my favorite videos, I think. How many of you use Album Easy for making your own album pages? Roger does. I've downloaded the app. I haven't used it yet to create them. I haven't gotten to that stage of my sortation yet. It might be one that I might like to try, though, for Japan. Because the stamps that I've been getting and collecting and putting on Vario pages, it might be interesting to start putting them in and mounting them in a nice, organized way. But I do like the app. I think I probably first learned about it from you ages ago. Yeah, go on to Google, download Album Easy. It's a good way to create your own pages. Ida Marie says, yes, at the Louisville Slugger Museum, the players' bats are on view. Take it away. Tour takeaway is a small bat. Okay, that's cool. I'd also like to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown one day. Jane needs a new computer. She's got a bad keyboard. Or maybe you just need to replace the keyboard, not the whole computer. Printer ink is expensive when using Album Easy. Yeah, I guess so. What's on the Costco shopping list for today, Jane? Well, usual things, cucumbers, milk, some fruit, probably chicken thighs if I can find them, because we couldn't find them last week. I will look at the Lego to see what, if anything, is on sale. We usually get some protein bars for Ari while we're there. Those are the usual things that we get at Costco. Sometimes cereal if it's needed, or, you know, shampoo or toothpaste if we're at that stage. I don't think we are this week. Toilet paper, paper towels, always a little cheaper there. But I think we're well stocked in that stuff too. So it might not be a huge amount that we need. Gary, have you been to the Baseball Hall of Fame? Oh, the Brown is a very good restaurant in Louisville. Okay, I didn't know. Monty groups all his stamps by denomination. It is a good way to start, I would say. The best way, I think, in the future, it certainly is by year. So you can have a good... But it's your stamp collection. Do it every way you want. Right now, mine are by country for any new ones that are coming in. So they're not in year order. They're not in denomination order. They're just in vario pages in books. Because so many are coming in of late, it's hard to keep up with going through Scott and putting them in year order. One day I'll have more time to do that. The sorting method made me shudder, yeah. You were to the Baseball Hall of Fame many years ago. You're new here. Is there a new particular way for my stream? Well, I do a live stream every Saturday. That's just for you guys all to get together, the subscribers, and to chit chat about whatever you want to talk about, if it's hobbies or food or weather. Or, we talked about different videos we could be making in the future. I also do a stream on Wednesdays where I let you guys pick a blank postcard for my collection and then tell me how you want to decorate it. And so that's kind of fun. You work as a group. I called it That Dad Guy Crew. Well, you guys came up with that name, and so it's just stuck. So yeah. That's what we do. We run for about an hour on Saturday and about 30 minutes on Wednesday. Come to South Carolina and eat at the Bacon in Spartanburg. Get a cheeseburger. Oh, plenty. Awesome. All right. That sounds good. When it's safe for Canadians to travel to the U.S. again, maybe I will. That sounds like a good idea. You can show me around, Jane. The best places to eat. Hercule Poirot sorted his by 6. Sorry, I meant by country, then denomination. All right, well, at least you got country down first and then denomination. I figured that's what you meant. Ida Marie's been to South Carolina, to the Magnolia restaurant. So excellent. I like the fact that wherever you're traveling, you're going to nice restaurants. I think if I go to South Carolina, though, I've got to go to visit my daughter's ex-roommate's family. They've invited us down before. We've just not had a chance to do it as of yet. The Stricklands are a nice family. I'm doing great out there. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Mainly it's about stamp collecting. In sorting your stamps, is that what you mean, Roger? However you sort them, it's all about stamp collecting in the end. You love hamburger poutine? I'm more of a traditional poutine kind of guy, so fries, gravy, cheese curds. Not all the other stuff. Sorry that an X should have been the last letter on the alphabet. Why? Fried green tomatoes? Is that what you meant to write, Ida Marie? I've never had them. I'd try them, though. Collard greens. I've not had them before. I did have Popeyes last night for supper. That has a Louisiana swing to it, I guess. Jane loves fried green tomatoes. Yes, but by year and month of release. Yeah, you can get them in order. That's why I love the Canadian year-end albums. It's all in beautiful order. And how my father did them with the Unity books. And those pages, all in beautiful order, had the pictures to go along with it. So if you were missing a stamp, you knew which stamp you were missing. I love all those things. The Unity pages would be much like an album easy page too, I guess. Sometimes when I'm at the stamp festivals and we're taking stamps off pages because you're buying from the 10-cent book, sometimes I like just to take all the pages that have stamps on them because then you've got the images too, so it's just as cheap. And if you're buying all the stamps, they don't mind if you just take the whole page. I would say we're getting near the end. We've been on here an hour now. So I want to thank everybody for once again taking an hour out of their day and being a part of this. Jane hasn't even had breakfast yet, but hungry. OJ with pulp only in the South. No, my orange juice has got to be pulp free. I'm not a big pulp fan when I drink. I don't want to chew when I'm drinking. Fierce Pierce walking 10K. Good on you. If Christopher was here from the UK, he'd probably be right on that. He's a big walker as well. All right, that's it. I'm going to call it a day for this particular live stream anyways. And we'll see what other videos should pop up over the next couple days. Maybe a little post-crossing tomorrow. Who knows? Stay tuned, find out. But for the rest of you guys, have a good week. Have a magical week. We'll talk to you all soon.